So you're about to start an affiliate site in a new niche. So your options are build a site from scratch, use an expired domain, or buy an existing site that's already ranking in your niche. Now, while all these options are valid in their own right, in this video, I'm going to show you some ridiculously strong arguments for option number 3, buying an existing site. So let's talk about why purchase a website in the first place rather than building one from scratch. And I'll also give you some criteria that you can use to find diamonds in the rough too if you're going to buy a website. So let's talk about why would you purchase a website rather than building one from scratch. Starting from left to right, first you get to know the minimum earnings that this particular website or niche could make. I've been doing affiliate marketing for over 10 years, and I would say I'm pretty darn good at figuring out how much a niche could make once we're ranking a website pretty high. That said, I'm wrong more than I'm right. Figuring out how much money a niche will make, it's just like guessing. You get some indicators, you know that obviously being in the casino niche will make more money than being in the ping pong niche, but you don't really know until you're there in the trenches ranking. So when you're buying a website, you get to see this website's profit and loss sheet. You get to see its financials, so you know, even if you don't improve anything, that's at least how much this website can make. After that, we can avoid the Google Sandbox. The Google Sandbox is basically a leash that Google will put on any new website. Just no matter what kind of SEO effort you put into it, it's just not going to move anywhere, and it's no fun to be dealing with a site that's in the sandbox. And then lastly, it's efficient use of your resources. At my affiliate agency, LeadSpring, our most expensive resource is human resource. We like to hire A players, the best of the best. It's the most irresponsible use of my resources to put them on projects that aren't moving along and getting gains. And I invite all of you to take a look at your own businesses and find, have I already reached that cutoff where time is more valuable than money? Now I want to do a little simulation here. Let's look at 2 timelines. What we're looking at is, on the left, we're going to look at what is the scenario, what are the costs, and what's the timeline involved if I wanted to build a website from scratch that eventually reaches $500 a month. On the right, we'll look at what the scenario looks like if we just bought the website straight up. Okay, so on the left, let's start building from scratch. And again, we're shooting for a website and we're gonna get it from $0 to $500 a month. Let's look at the cost. First, let's talk about content, right? So I'm estimating you're gonna probably wanna launch with 50 articles on there, an average of 1,500 words each. And if you get a good deal on a good writer, 6 cents per word. So that's gonna equate to about $4,500 in content. And I'm being pretty generous here. Now, how about backlinks? So I gave a big range here. If you're doing all the link building yourself, you're writing content for guest posts, you're emailing people every single day, you're doing this whole process to try to get links, it's still gonna cost you $1,000. And if you're outsourcing the whole thing and maybe purchasing all the links, it can cost up to $10,000. It all just kind of matters where you're getting your links from and the cost that's gonna be, etc. Now, I know a lot of people say, I don't want to be one of those guys that buys links, but no matter what, it's going to have some cost to it. Even if you never exchange money at the end of the line, you're still contributing to payment in terms of staff you're paying or tool costs or content for guest posts and stuff like that. There's always a cost to backlinks. And then another wide range here is operator costs. So if you're the one in the trenches, you're uploading all the content, you're doing all the grind level work, you can do it for $0. It's a $0 in operator cost. But if you're outsourcing, if you're getting content editors, designers, and stuff like that, you got a tech guy, IT, so that could cost up to $20K. So for a grand total of a big range here of $5.5K to $36,000, and it's gonna take you anywhere between 3 to 12 months. I mean, this is just, there's a huge range. You could get lucky and it could pull off in 3 months, or it could take a year. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. So let's say you want to acquire a domain, and that just straight up, it's going to be making $500 a month. This is going to cost you between $16,000 and $20,000 based on modern day valuation models, which I'll discuss later. And as you can see right away, $16,000 to $20,000 is right in the middle of this total website cost if we were building it from scratch. You can definitely spend more than 16 to 20K to get to the same level. But the benefit from buying is you get that today. You don't have to wait 3 months to 12 months for this. And what I think the true cost of building a website from scratch is actually opportunity cost. So you saw this graph before. You saw how we got from $2,000 a month to $50,000 a month. You know the potential that content websites can make. And $50,000 a month isn't even a lot. I've seen a lot of people do much better than this. If we can get to $50,000 a month, why would we tack on 3 to 12 months on top of that? That's opportunity cost here, and that's why I'm not interested in building websites unless there's just a niche that's very specific and I wouldn't be able to find an existing website already. And there's also other cases. If you're just a very beginner at SEO, definitely you want to get your hands dirty first and build it from scratch. But since we're on the topic of getting from 0 to 100 as fast as possible, this is what I'm going to recommend.